expansion of Nigeria's gas infrastructure on course as federal government signs MOU with 10 equity partners. And e-learning facilities get to more higher institutions in the country. Plus, stakeholders advocate stiffer penalties for examination malpractices offences. These are more on Panorama today, reaching you from Abuja. I'm Zenret Dingmun. All is now set for the official inauguration of completed Phase 1 section of the 30-kilometer by 6 lanes of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, a project intended to connect the western and southeastern regions. It is to improve cross-country connectivity and trade relations. We'll bring you details in our subsequent bulletins. And still in Lagos, the European Union is set to deepen partnership with Lagos State, focusing on key areas such as infrastructure development, transportation systems, and economic growth. Now, this move follows a meeting between Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and the EU delegation led by its ambassador, Gauthier Mignon, at the Lagos House Marina. Joykem Agbakoya reports.
Lagos, as Nigeria's commercial capital, continues to draw growing interest from international partners. The latest is the European Union. EU Ambassador Gauthier Mignon says Lagos is central to its plans for West Africa, describing the state as a critical gateway for trade and development across the region.
My mandate is to try to enhance our relationship across the board. In all areas, starting by trade and investment, of course. We hope to structure more our trade and investment relationship, perhaps sign a sustainable investment facilitation agreement, because we have currently no framework to manage our relationship on trade and investment.
Welcoming the renewed partnership, Governor Sanwo-Olu highlights upcoming projects designed to transform Lagos infrastructure, one of which is the Omi Eco initiative, which he says will expand water transportation and improve ferry services across the state. The governor says the new deal with the EU could be finalized as early as June 2025.
We need to be able to enhance the economy that we have on that water. We need to be able to build, infrastructure around it and make sure that we can solve social economic problems using, efficient, effective public transportation, as a means of doing, and that was our vision.
Governor Sanwo-Olu also shared updates on the Lagos-Abidjan corridor, a massive regional highway project.
We believe it's a project that will signpost, the real essence of partnership, and the real drivers of change in our community.
With growing support from international partners like the EU, Lagos is positioning itself as a key player, not just in Nigeria's development, but also in the economic integration of West Africa. In Lagos, Joykem Agbakoya, NTA News.
Now, Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Gas, Ekperigbe Ekpo, presided over the signing of Memorandum of Understanding between the Midstream and Downstream Gas Infrastructure Fund and 10 equity partners in Abuja. Now, these agreements aim to expand Nigeria's gas infrastructure through joint ventures involving gas processing plants, compressed natural gas, refueling stations, and LPG storage facilities. Lydia Sampson reports.
The partnerships align with government's goal to boost domestic gas output, reduce flaring, and stimulate economic growth under President Bola Tinubu's decade of gas.
The projects endorsed today are not mere abstractions. They represent the cornerstone of a new chapter in Nigeria's energy narrative. Our ambition must be matched by meticulous execution.
The joint venture collaboration with MDGIF investment partners and project promoters are investing in midstream and downstream gas infrastructure projects that promises to bring significant economic benefit to Nigeria.
By commending President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his commanding role, foresight, support and steer in making MDGIF what it is today. His extraordinary reforms are already bearing fruits, as seen in the liberalization of the refined fuel market, increased local refining capacity, accelerated monetization of the natural gas, security of energy supply, compressed natural gas penetration, and inflow of investment.
The approved portfolio include gas processing plants to produce marketable natural gas in liquefied or other forms to increase in-country supply capacity. The gas processing facilities will utilize flare gas as feedstock, which will help minimize gas flaring. Others are compressed natural gas refueling infrastructures to deepen domestic utilization of natural gas for mobility and other industrial uses. These are to develop Nigeria's gas sector and enhance energy security across the value chains. In Abuja, Lydia Sams, NTA News.
Now to education. The federal government has handed over a digital park built and furnished by the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, to the Federal University of Technology, Owerri, FUTO, to promote e-learning in the institution. Beatrice Anyam reports.
The Digital Park is one of the 6 flagship ICT infrastructure projects of the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC. The state-of-the-art facility comprises of 100-seat capacity hall, 5 ICT hub halls, 24-seater lounge with 8 double computer workstations, as well as multiple workspaces and offices designed to enable the integration of emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence, AI, and Internet of Things, IoT. The Executive Vice Chairman, Nigerian Communications Commission, Dr. Adamu Meida, who was represented, expressed confidence that the facility will serve the institution in its pursuit of digital development and as incubation center for indigenous technology solutions, thereby contributing to the socio-economic transformation of the nation in line with the National Digital Economy Policy and Strategy.
We are moving towards knowledge-based economy, and we need to prepare our people, especially the students, the graduates, for them to, face what is happening in the wider world.
Amen. Inaugurating the Digital Park, Vice Chancellor FUTO, Professor Nenoti, expressed gratitude for the intervention, which she says will improve learning and research in the institution. She assures of the sustenance of the center.
We are producing the second university in the ranking, producing employable graduates. I can tell you, with this facility, by next year we'll be #1 in Nigeria. So we are very grateful.
High point of the event was official handover of the park to the school management. In Owerri, Beatrice Anyam, NTA News.
Meanwhile, stakeholders in the education sector are calling for a comprehensive review of the Examination Malpractice Act to introduce stiffer penalties and ensure stricter enforcement. Now, this was one of the key recommendations submitted by a special committee set up by the Ministry of Education to investigate and propose solutions to the persistent issue of exam malpractices in Nigeria. While submitting the first report for implementation, Chairman of the committee and JAMB Registrar Professor Ishaq Oloyede underscores the need to deploy advanced technology and harmonize candidate data across examining bodies to close existing loopholes that aid malpractice.
It of any of the examination body to contain the NIN, though in a camouflage form, the photograph and date of birth to guide against identity theft and impersonation.
When you align your efforts, what you get much impactful results. And that's what we're all about. We need to deliver for our people. And we have a president that is giving us all the support, all the political will, all the funding. We need to build this educational base of our country. Nigerians will build. Education is one of the things we cherish most in this country. That's why we have Nigerians all over the world excelling anywhere in the world.
All the recommendations by the committee will ensure that we fully implement those recommendations.
Minister of Education reaffirms federal government's commitment to restoring the credibility of public examinations, stressing that no cost will be spared in protecting the integrity of the system. It's time now for a break. Rejoin us for more reports. Thanks for staying tuned. Now, in a significant shift towards sustainable peace and security, the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, says more insurgents, bandits and kidnappers in the northwest are willingly surrendering. He emphasizes the need for robust economic reintegration to consolidate gains made through the federal government's demobilization, de-radicalization and rehabilitation and also reintegration program.
A new chapter is unfolding in Nigeria's counter-terrorism efforts. The National Security Advisor disclosed that more fighters in the northwest have expressed willingness to surrender. The challenge shifts to meaningful reintegration, especially of former fighters in the northeast.
The integrated agribusiness value chain as a food security model is a monumental step in building lasting social cohesion and peace in our beloved country. This project will instill a renewed sense of purpose and dignity in individuals and conflict-affected communities.
We want tractors to replace armored tanks. We want milking machines to replace machine guns. They have no place in our countryside.
The National Counterterrorism Center's partnership with the International Institute of Tropical Agriculture aims to empower former combatants and rebuild communities shattered by violent extremism.
Through this project, beneficiaries will gain access to land, inputs, training, mentorship, and market linkages supported by collaboration with state and local governments, civil society, and the private sector.
We will work day and night with commitment and motivation in partnership with you to make communities where we are working together safe, stable, and productive communities.
This project is a vital step in addressing the root causes of violent extremism, particularly amongst vulnerable population, which includes women, youth, and families at risk.
It is hoped that these non-kinetic efforts will fortify community resilience, reduce relapse into violence, and build a stronger foundation for peace.
Now, joint troops of Operation Udoka have eliminated several criminal elements among members of the proscribed Independent People of Biafra, IPOB, and Eastern Security Network, ESN, in the southeast. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa, in an ongoing defense media operations in the zone, reports.
It's the second quarter defense media operations tour to strategic deployment under Operation Udoka. The joint military operation spanning the southeast is targeting majorly IPOB and ESN criminals truncating socioeconomic activities in the zone. In 2022, troops overran and dislodged the criminals that were using this civic center in Umudi, Usumugo, in Ihiala local government area of Anambra State as their major operating base.
The whole place was ransacked and the ESN were having their field day. They have occupied this place. It was the military action that drove them out of this place to the bushes. We have reclaimed this community, and gradually normalcy is returned.
So far, several IPOB and ESN members have either been eliminated in combat or arrested, their camps and cell locations destroyed and arms recovered.
On various occasions we have conducted raid operations in identified hideouts, and we have also rescued kidnapped victims along Enugu-Port Harcourt Highway and also Enugu-Onitsha Highway.
Troops of the 4th Operation Base Sector 5 enjoin the people of the area to see the ongoing tasks to further secure the area as a collective responsibility by providing timely intelligence report. From 4th Operation Base in Ihiala, Anambra State, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
Now, combating human trafficking requires expertise of critical stakeholders, including educational institutions and political will of the government. Believing this cannot be done alone, NAPTIP is engaging heads of academic institutions in Edo State, seeking their support and collaboration in the war against human trafficking. Victor Odola has the details.
Human trafficking remains the third most common crime globally. It is seen as an activity that undermines human capital development, fuels public sector corruption, and gives a negative image of the country. Such factors as economic hardship, greed, peer pressure, ignorance are forwarded as some of the reasons of human trafficking in Nigeria.
It is a peer-to-peer form of education for the young people, so that when you teach these young people, they go and teach their peers. They go to their communities in their homes and also tell their family.
Anti-trafficking clubs will certainly be welcome by the Edo State Ministry of Education and by extension Edo State government in our schools to help enlighten our students on the danger involved in trafficking to unknown destination.
Everybody needs to play their own role. As either you are a teacher or you are a principal, you are in the education or whichever field you find yourself, you have to play your own role. As a parent too, we have our roles to play.
Young Nigerians mostly fall victims, and it becomes imperative to equip them with knowledge to be empowered and protected. This is why NAPTIP is collaborating with principals of schools and its coordinators of anti-trafficking vanguard clubs in schools, who are classified as frontline defenders of children's rights to help ensure that no child is left vulnerable to exploitation.
The modern trade of human traffickers, by using the phones, the social medias to groom them, by parents' pressure, by school pressures to lure the students for easy wealth.
Also, to parents that mishandle children, I as a person, I love discipline, but beating a child to the extent you have scars at the back, it's a very bad thing. So we also go back there and tell the parents never to be involved in that.
The message is that trafficking is not a distant problem. It exists in communities, and that everyone should be part of the solution. In Benin, Victor Odola, NTA News.
We'll now join our outside broadcast crew for a telecast on the grand finale of the Quranic recitation in honor of Abibat Mogaji Tinubu in Kano State.